James sets out with grip and plan in the heart of Portugal's span. Mud and straw in hand he stands, building dreams from earth and land. By the river banks
of Dear Portugang to Dubai. This is building a Casa de Água, or a water house. We're using all natural methods, cob and wood. Let's check it out.
and timber, earth and stone. James can feel the roots he's sown.
A's good, A's good, A's good, A's good. Wicked. It's Portuguese good.
All right, before we get started, I noticed that many of you who enjoy my content still haven't gotten around to subscribing. Costs you nothing to subscribe, but it really helps me out. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go on, smash it. And if you don't,
That's ignorant.
all right, let's get into it. What's that? Duncan? All right, guys, I'm here with my good friend James, and he's going to tell you about what we are doing here today.
Hi Tony, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm
Haven't
well.
seen you in a while.
Very well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, what we have here, we're at a place called Lavandeira, which I bought a year ago to regenerate and turn into a permaculture working and learning farm.
Awesome.
So we'll have people coming here to learn about permaculture. And this that we're building here is a natural build water house. So a water house, as you said earlier, is not a new concept, but the idea is it's a communal house with a kitchen, showers and loo, hence the name water house, everything to do with water. The slight innovation is that when you extract everything from a normal house that's to do with water, you make the house a normal house into a space house, what I call a space house, because it's got no bathrooms, no kitchens and no loos. So it's a lot simpler to build. It's a lot more versatile. You can use it for living. You can use it for yoga, communal buildings. So your ruins also become a lot cheaper to rebuild. So instead of paying 1,200 euros a meter squared, you're paying 200 or 300. And this natural build is all hand built out of cob. You can see that internal wall is about 3 meters, 3.5 meters high. It's very thick. It's made of, therefore, clay, earth and sand mix, all made by hand by some volunteers, but I took the basis of my thinking is that if I want something, I should pay for it. So, and it gives back to the people around here. So we've been a great group of people who've built this. There's a reciprocal roof.
Can you tell us about the roof? It's quite special, isn't it?
So the roof is an old way of building. It goes back thousands of years, where there is no central support. Every beam supports each other. And what the particularity of it is that it has a circle in the middle, that obviously we'll fill in with a little house on top with windows, but also that it exerts pressure only downwards. It doesn't spread the walls. So it's a very good. It's very good for these types of walls that don't have lateral strength. And the cob as well, it has lateral strength, but not as much as brick. Its compressive strength, though, down is enormous. So you can put a lot of weight on it. So this is the kitchen. You can see we've put in what we call dead men into the walls, so we can screw in the kitchen tops. This on the left here, that is a half-finished pantry, which is a refrigeration zone. We can go into the house here and just see. Here you'll have air coming through underneath the decking, cold air, and then going up through a vent in the ceiling. The decking will be open to the north when we're facing north, and we're facing the Caramulu, which is that mountain range over there. And down in the valley is the Cobral, the river here. Then there'll be a wall over to the end of the decking there, and the same the other side. And then the whole of this south part will be able in winter to be closed and heated, and is what we call a wintergarten.
Yeah.
The designer of this place, Ica, is German, so we call it a
The
Wintergarten.
Wintergarten. Yeah. I think there's quite a few nationalities helping out here, so that's fantastic. Yeah.
We got Godfrey. He's from England.
Yeah.
Originally Sierra Leone. We've got Lincoln. He's from England. We've got Tobias and David. They're from Belgium. They're putting in the water system. So up there, that's what we call Tobias's house. We built.
Right.
He's putting the cylinders up there. The heating and the shower.
And of course, you're from England also.
I'm culturally English, but I'm actually Irish.
Oh, Irish.
I'm culturally English.
Irish. What's
from
the song? Irish blood, English heart. Is it the Morrison
Yeah,
song?
I could well be that actually. Yeah. I'm more of an Irish, certainly Irish heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, why Portugal?
Portugal, because it's a lot of permaculture going on here. In
Yeah.
central Portugal, there's a lot of land to regenerate because of the fires.
Yeah.
Land is cheap. That wasn't the main
Yeah,
motivator,
yeah.
but it's a benefit.
Yeah.
I picked up this land, 8 hectares. It had broom 4 meters high. I cleared the whole lot. Obviously,
Yeah.
I didn't with a machine. I got a machine in to do it. It used to be 6 hectares of apple groves, but
Right.
it wasn't profitable. So they cut them all down, sold them, planted pines.
Oh,
30 years later, all the pines burned in the
Yeah.
fire in 2017, October.
yeah.
So when I found it, you couldn't see anything.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I
You
can
see the
imagine.
broom down there.
Yeah,
It was the whole thing was covered.
Yeah.
There wasn't even a road in here, so
yeah.
I didn't even know there was a ruin at the time.
So what James is talking about is this a plant called broom, and there's a problem with broom, pine, and eucalyptus really in Portugal. That's it's like a tinderbox, isn't it?
Yeah,
When it gets
yeah.
hot and dry, it just goes up in flames,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So, and unfortunately, a lot of the land isn't managed. Do you think that that's I mean, my guess is that it's to do with people not wanting to be on the land anymore, Portuguese people.
I think you're right. This valley had 12 families. You can see some of the ruins. Now they're effectively none. We're the first people back after
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah,
So it wasn't managed particularly. They plant the pines and leave them.
yeah.
The broom grows in between. Broom is fantastic. It burns in the wet.
Yeah.
You know,
Of course, eucalyptus full of oil, isn't it?
eucalyptus full of oil. Pine's got a lovely burning
Yeah.
material, combustible material.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not just that the land isn't managed; it's that they do eucalyptus and pine monoculture.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. You can see here that Lavandera has now become an oak forest.
Yeah.
The oaks are the only thing that survive. They don't burn unless they've got massive amounts of pine around them.
Yeah.
There are some fantastic examples of some burnt oaks that have come back.
Yeah.
And there are here examples of oaks that were burned because of the fuel around them.
Yeah.
But typically, oaks won't burn. So it's now I find myself in an oak forest, and I'm planting lots of olives. That haven't got leaves on at the moment because they're transplanted, but and lose their leaves when they're transplanted. But 85 olive trees.
Yeah.
And lots of forest trees down here towards the river. Then you haven't seen these in this part of. We can do another video on that.
I think
Like
so.
the
Yeah.
swales,
I think
the
so.
swales and
Yeah.
cultivation part of the land over there.
Yeah.
Then we're going to do a nut forest at the top. So lots planned.
So you'll be open for business in what 20 years is the timeline, or?
Well, I'm going to start once this is finished. I'm going to start offering programs for about 900, 1,200 euros for 5 days. You get 5 days fully catered. 4 courses visiting syntropic and permaculture farms in the area, and getting your hands into dirty and getting into the land and learning about permaculture and syntropic farming, which is the particularity of this farm.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic idea. I could say for myself, we went and bought some land. In fact, I've made a video about for a lot of people not being starry-eyed by the price in a way, because I think a lot of people bite off more than they can chew. But that also could be about not having the education of how to manage the land as well. Because I know, for example, with my land, there's just a little thing at the moment. I need to build a wall, and I'm like, how do I even start? You know, and I'd like to maybe pay someone to come for a few hours and show me how to do it. And I think it's something that's really lacking here, is maybe the skills. People come and think, right, I want to buy a kinta, which means a small farm,
Yeah,
basically.
small farm, yeah.
And then they find, okay, I've bought the land. Now what? I don't know how to build a fence. I don't know how to build a shed.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just recently built a shed on our land, and it took us something like 6 months to build it.
Well, you need the tools, and YouTube, and a couple of friends who can show you a few things.
Yeah.
And there are lots of people. I mean, Duncan over here has been a friend of mine for years now. I volunteered with my girls on his farm, 2018-19, just 2 weeks each summer.
Yeah.
He's taught me lots, told me about, giving me tips of the area. So rely on people around who are sure to help you.
Yeah.
And very happy to be paid to do the job. So, and you can work with them and learn how to do it. So that's even better way of doing it, really.
Yeah. So kind of a work share, sort of bartering thing. Yeah.
So I'm working building this water house, but I'm paying people to work with me, and for the difficult jobs, Duncan takes the lead and shows me what to do. So
that's awesome.
So it works very well.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you very
Thanks,
much,
Tony.
James. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'll see you again very soon.
Yeah.
Thank
See you
you
again soon. All right.
So that was James, and you can see he's got a very interesting project going on here. Listen, if you want to know more about this type of project or anything else that James is doing, please ask me any questions that you have in the comments down below the video, and I'll be sure to pass those questions on to James. And if you're interested in maybe doing some volunteering, or you've got some skills that you could offer to help James on this project, let me know in the comments, and I'll put you in touch. All right, I think I'm going to wrap the video up here. If you like this type of content and you're new around here, please consider subscribing. It really, really helps me out. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Muito obrigado, amigos. Ciao.
James sets out with grip and plan in the heart of Portugal's span. Mud and straw in hand he stands, building dreams from earth and land. By the river begs gentle grace, carved walls rise in rugged embrace. Wooden beams they reach the sky under sun's watchful eye. Carbon timber, earth and stone, James can feel the roots he's sown, teaching hands to shape and mold. In the waterhouse, stories told, permaculture's whispered vow, James gives back to sacred plow. Land he tends with tender care, lessons learned he's ready to share. Forest green and meadow wide, nature strong by James' side, living close to earth's own beat, in this home his heart's retreat. Carbon timber, earth and stone, James can feel the roots he's sown, teaching hands to shape and mold. In the waterhouse, stories told, carbon timber, earth and stone, James can feel the roots he's sown, teaching hands to shape and mold. The waterhouse, stories told, carbon timber.